Welcome back. That is the Reverend Horton Heat, who I've been listening to a lot of lately. Really, really good stuff. Name of the song is Galaxy 500. Maybe you could tell. So, Chad, I wanted to do a quick thing before we move on to the next game. I have a one-word review of the Mandalorian and Grogu. All right, you ready? It's alright. This is alright. No, it's not two words. It's one word. This is alright. So, I guess I can expand on that briefly. I watched it because I kind of, if I can be honest, I didn't watch it in the theater. When I saw it came to streaming, I was like, perfect. This is the exact type of movie I can clean and watch. I can clean my house, you know, go through, do some chores, cook. That's the kind of that's the kind of movie that is. I did end up paying attention to it, mostly. And, you know, the movie, I didn't really like the lighting of the movie, which is a complaint I could levy against a lot of fucking movies these days. Can we just, like, light movies, please? Like, maybe watch a Spielberg movie from the 80s? So let's start with that. Vinny, why did you watch this? Because I guess I decided I've seen every Star Wars movie, and I had nothing better to do, so I watched it. That's it. Simple as that. I've seen the whole Mandalorian show, and it just felt like more of that. It was just more of that. And at one point during the show, they concluded the character arc of Grogu, of the Baby Yoda, and it was perfect. And then in the Book of Boba Fett, they went back and undid that for no good reason. Why, we know the reason. And then this movie was more of that, just kind of pointless. But I gotta say, I kind of liked some of the scenes. Some of them were fun. But it felt like something out of a Dave Filoni cartoon, which isn't really a bad thing, but I can see why the movie didn't really do that well. Like, it's not something I'm gonna sit there and be like, oh, you gotta see the new Star Wars movie. It was just extended episodes of Mandalorian. I kind of really liked Rhoda the Hutt, because he made me laugh unintentionally every time he was on the screen. Jeremy Allen White could have delivered that, like, performance on Zoloft, and I wouldn't know the difference. It was insane. At one point, I called the line that he was saying. He was like, I just want you to know I'm not my father. I'm my own man. And, like, he said that, like, 3 times throughout the whole fucking movie. And I just started, like, predicting the lines, and he just said them. It was insane, actually. The other things I liked were the puppets. Whenever they had puppets on the screen, I enjoyed. It was like, the Babu Fricks were puppets, and they were ridiculous and stupid. I enjoyed that. Even the Baby Yoda, who I am so sick of, I appreciated the puppet. Mandalorian's just there. He's just a vehicle for, like, special effects. He didn't really have a lot of totally static character throughout the entire movie, is what I would say. Which, you know, again, in the show, there's a little bit more. And then there was some stop motion, which was pretty cool. I was, like, kind of happy to see stop motion in a big budget picture like that. But then, when that's happening, there's also, like, really distracting CGI creatures. And it's like Mandalorian fights a CGI creature with a sword. Mandalorian shoots a CGI creature. Stop motion creature talks to CGI creature. And it just ends up being noticeable and distracting. So, and then there's not much story. I mean, Sigourney Weaver was fine. She's just there. She's good. But, like, there's just, it's like a thing. It's a bounty. It's a Metroid plot. He goes and does a bounty. And then he learns the power of friendship because he's his own man, too. And that's the movie. I mean, no spoilers. It's just kind of there. It's crazy to me, and I'm not going to go into the deeper discussion because it's exhausting and it's actually kind of funny. It is funny to me a little bit though that Disney didn't do a Star Wars movie for years because they basically ran it to the ground with somehow Palpatine has returned, which has become, I would say, that's just Star Wars in a nutshell. Lately. And then they just do all these shows. Some are okay. Andor's a different thing. I'm going to put that in a different spot because I love that shit. And Mandalorian Season 1 and 2 are pretty good too, but 1 particularly. And it's just, there's this fatigue, and they're like, well, we need to make another movie. Let's do this one as a movie. And I think they were genuinely banking on the Boba Fett outfit and the cuteness of Baby Yoda and the name Mandalorian and Grogu to do really, really well for them, but it didn't, and it fucking bombed. So I wonder what that is going to end up looking like in a couple years, especially because they're doing the Starfighter movie. So I don't know. As a movie, it was fine. It was like I was watching a TV show, and it could have lost 20 minutes. It was too long. There was some boring stuff. It was really like, especially like 3/4 through the movie, I was like, okay, got it. Okay. So 2 hours and 15 to 2 hours and 20 minutes was way too long for that film. It should have been like 1:45. So that's my review. It's there. That's more than one word. Sorry. But there were some good, moments and some creative scenes and, puppets, and you got to see Rhoda and some huts, and they were all CG, but whatever. I don't care. It's there. I'm glad I watched it, but I'll forget it in like a week. Thanks for listening to that review. I hope you enjoyed it. Advent Children Enjoyer, by the way. No, we watched my friend. What's funny about that movie? I liked it when I was younger. My friend Tyler and I watched it like how long ago was it? Like 8 years ago? And we just broke the DVD afterwards. It can't hurt anyone anymore.